hi and welcome back. It's been a while. We've just found ourselves with pretty much no time for anything recently.
That's crap, actually. We just couldn't be bothered to keep, going. One of us have a shower and get down here, but it has been really busy. I don't know where the time's just been gone, isn't it?
It's just vanished. Yeah, when one of us has been ready, the other one hasn't, and the other one hasn't when the other one is. It's been a bit of
I've just not felt it.
yeah, that happens as well. So anyway, we just thought we'd pop on and say hello. We're all right. Everyone's fine. For a long time, we've kind of got seizures under control for a change.
Well, she hasn't had one for about a month now, so which is good going.
Touch wood, it's much better at the moment.
She's absolutely loving being back at school.
Yeah, just a bit. Comes home bouncing through the door. It's lovely to see.
This is the first year we've been able to try and show her fireworks without her freaking out, and she's actually quite
interested in them, actually. So
she sees them, she just sort of stares at them. Not sure whether she'd like the loud sounds as the bangs as much, but yeah, she's definitely changing. She's lost 2 teeth. Yesterday I brushed her teeth and I must have just knocked it, and it felt different in her mouth. And so for the next 2 hours, it was nowhere near ready to come out, was it?
No.
I mean, it was firmly still in there, just a slight wobble. And she just sat there picking it out until I found it on the floor a couple of hours later. We went up there, she was caked in blood and just happy, smiling.
One of the consequences of having a learning
difficulty
challenged child, she doesn't feel pain. She's
not much anyway.
No, she has got no fear. If something doesn't feel right to her, she'll try and change it. Doesn't matter what it is. It could be a toenail hanging off. She'd probably try and pull that off. I mean, she's picked holes in her toenails as it is. But yeah, a tooth that's a bit wobbly, no, I'll take that out myself. No need for a dentist.
I literally just bathed her and I was washing her hair and she just handed me another tooth. But that was ready to come out, that one, wasn't it?
It was hanging on by a thread, wasn't it? It was, yeah.
It's just like, oh, what's this? There you go.
So, so that's good fun. Originally, I thought what we would try and do for this one would be to explain to you how we feel as parents to a terminally ill, learning disabled child. But to be honest, we kind of said all these bits in different videos.
Yeah, I mean, I used to think, why us? What did we ever do wrong? It was healthy pregnancy, don't drink, I don't smoke, and then obviously we get a child that's, well, they don't know what's wrong with her. Mentally, she's under a year now, still. And she's 10 years old, so I'm still getting up during the night and changing her nappy and bottle feeding and that. But I used to think that, but now I think how sad I am that people haven't got a child like Hope in their life, because any little thing she does new, we're just in awe of it, aren't we?
Yeah, and it doesn't even have to be a major thing.
No, it can be simple. It's something like she was watching Rara and she actually just all of a sudden went, rah, didn't she? Yeah. And that sounds so trivial, but it was such a big, big thing.
Yeah. I mean, you have to remember that for a child that finds it very difficult to learn anything, the fact that she's picking this up and has learnt that and has taught herself how to make that sound, that's a big achievement for her. And, it's something that we celebrate every time we see it. It's just lovely. We can't get enough of every little thing that she does that's different.
It's like when she was about 6 or 7, that's when she started clapping. Now, a 8-month-old baby can do that, but we waited a long time for her to do it, and it was just
we waited
incredible.
For, 6 years for her to walk?
Yeah.
And watching her get up off the floor and just casually stroll by.
It was Mother's Day.
It was Mother's Day, yeah. It was a lovely little gift, that was.
We was all sat there eating dinner and she just strolled past.
Just walked on by. It was really funny. We were just like...
She walked like a robot for about 8 months. But
she did, yeah.
because we took her to Asda and she just loved like doing little shuffle feet. She loved it, absolutely beamed.
Yeah. I mean, she still does those shuffle
Yeah,
feet.
yeah, she does.
But
it's like she had a flu injection. She just sat there as if nothing had happened. And she sat there, she took her arm out of her sleeve. The lady did the injection. Hope didn't even flinch, did she?
Not in the slightest. It was like, she didn't even look at the needle.
No.
It was like nothing had happened. And yeah. So, I mean, I don't know about Joe. I think I know Joe feels the same way. But that little girl, she's my hero. She really is. I couldn't be prouder of everything that she accomplishes. And I know that sounds really odd because, you know, she's not out there discovering some new formula for a virus or anything like that. But she's just incredible. She really is. And everything that she does, I lap it up. We do.
It's like in the evenings, you know, when we go to sort her out to give her medication and have a little play with her, she's just absolutely full of it. And I'll get Gary to put a video on at the end of her at bedtime when she's boinging on her bed. We're going to need a new bed soon, but it's worth it.
To be honest, it's a very old bed, isn't it? But she loves it. She does her own physio, and you know, her bed is a trampoline.
It is, yeah.
It might as well be anyway. I think she would sleep just as comfortably on a trampoline as she does that. But yeah, I mean, you know, you get all of these good sides with it, and we for a long time thought that cystic fibrosis would be the end, and it's not even that we worry about anymore. You know, we've kept her as healthy as we possibly can.
The Orkambi drug that's came out is...
yeah, modern medicine has done wonders as well.
Yeah.
But it's been the epilepsy, which is something that you hear about every day that most people don't really take that notice of. And that's the one that's been a real shocker for us because of the way she reacts to a seizure and how she goes.
It's absolutely scary.
It is really scary. It is.
The first time she had it, I've never felt terror so deep.
I remember coming to the hospital and seeing you, and you was white.
And I just thought we'd lost her. It just looked like a stroke. She was dribbling and all the rest of it. But she, you know, I always thought you hear about TV and seizures and stuff, but nobody's ever said, yeah, they stopped breathing. That to me was the most, and still is, the terrifying part of having a seizure for her is to get her breathing again.
Yeah, and the strange thing is that we're always told that if she's going on with a seizure for longer than 5 minutes, call the ambulance. If she's not breathing for 5 minutes, we'll have called the ambulance long before that.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, we always thought that, you know, we came to terms with cystic fibrosis a long time ago.
Yeah.
Came to terms with the fact that we'll probably be around when she goes, barring any accidents or anything like that. You know, we'll probably watch her die, which, when said out loud, sounds awful. But actually, that doesn't scare us anymore. What scares us is these seizures. They're so horrible. It's just, I can't even put it into words how.
It's because I think they're violent.
They are violent. That's one of the words I would use. They are very violent.
And the amount of times she smashed her face or got a blood nose or...
fallen against a wall
and she just wakes up and carries on like nothing had happened.
That's the really... the petrifying thing. Yeah. What worries me is that she remembers anything of this seizure.
I don't think she does.
I don't think. I'm hoping she doesn't.
A lot of patients that I've been asking, they don't seem to have very much aware that they've had it. They feel the pain and everything after, and they don't feel as great, obviously. They know they've had a seizure, but they don't know it as it happens. So I can only say that's a small blessing, really.
Yeah, because it can't be nice to be actually aware of what's going on when that's happening.
It's like when she had the first one, she was in an ambulance, you know, she had wires coming out of her, she had something down her to help her, down her throat, you know, and she just woke up, looked at us, we're in the hospital, and she put the blanket over her head and was just making little hope noises, wasn't she? She just like nothing could happen. It was just quite amazing, really.
She is amazing. There's no other way of putting it. She really is. She takes everything in her stride. If she was to fall over and bang her face on a pavement, she'd get up and she'd probably laugh at it.
Yeah.
You know,
I think it's the shock that upsets her. If it happens.
I think so. I mean, we've got other kids, and we always used to joke that whenever one of them got hurt, it would take them like 5 minutes before they started crying.
Yeah.
We watched Hope do that a couple of times, and she sort of got past that, didn't she?
Yeah.
And now nothing, you know, she's the odd things that have made her cry, like when the swing hit her on the arm.
Oh,
and,
yeah.
I don't think it was even that it hurt her. It was just that's not a normal thing to happen. It shocked her.
Yeah.
Excuse me. And she just then carried on. She had a little cry for about 30 seconds, moved on, everything back to normal.
Yeah.
And that's kind of the trend with Hope. You know, it's all, like Joe says, it's all the shock of it rather than the actual thing that's happened. And then she just moves on and it's forgotten about. It's almost like a dog in that way, isn't she? She lives in the now rather than the past or what's coming. She doesn't care. As long as she's happy right now, that's all that matters. And that, it's a breath of fresh air. We can all learn something from that. We really could. You know, there's so much going on at the moment, and it's so easy to forget about what's going on right now in your lives and the people that you've got around you. And, you know, it's so easy to forget. And we all do it. But it's just, you know, there's this phrase that's stuck in my head about just stop and smell the roses. It's so true. You need to just stop and, you know, poke your head up and see what's going on, because you don't get long on this world. You only get one chance.
And I think it's only when you get to our age now that you think, God, I might only have like 20 years left if I'm lucky.
Yeah. I wouldn't have thought like this when I was 18, that's for sure. I'd have been like...
Just take it for granted.
Yeah. You are. I mean, I guess it's just wisdom coming with age, but, you know, I quite often say to my work colleagues that the making of me was having children. You know, it changed me completely. I was, and Joe will be able to agree with this, I was an absolute idiot when I was younger. You know, in my 20s, I was not particularly a nice person, but having kids it's changed my entire world. You know, I couldn't go back to those days. I really couldn't. I wouldn't want to. It's, you know, live in the now. Look at the people you got around you. Feel the love that's come. I sound like some sort of weirdo now, and I don't like it, but it is so true. You know, live in the now.
You're trying to form a cult, aren't you?
Yeah, that's what it is. Yeah. Yeah. So if people start calling me Guru Gary, you know why? They won't call me that ever. Anyway, so we just wanted to sort of pop on, say we're okay, and hopefully we'll try and get back to making some videos. It's just been difficult. It really has. But yeah, so there we go. Anything to add? No.
We'll try and do one over the weekend, and we will get some footage of Hope
Boarding in away, or sitting in the wardrobe. She loves doing that. That's quite fun. Okay, cool. So as usual, thumbs up if you like this video.
Thumbs down if you don't.
And please click on the like and subscribe and all of that. And we'll see you in the next one.
Be safe.
Take care.
Bye. Upstairs now.